All right, let's dive right in. Today we're talking about one of the most expensive mistakes you can possibly make, solving the wrong problem. It's a massive drain on time, money, and energy. But the good news is we're going to walk through a framework to help you avoid that trap for good.
Seriously, think about it for a second. Have you ever been there? You pour all this time and effort into a solution. You roll it out, and, well, nothing really changes. The same problems just keep popping back up. That's the classic sign that you've been treating the symptoms, not the actual disease. And you know what? It's an incredibly common trap.
When we're faced with a really complex challenge, we tend to fall into one of two traps. On one side, we jump to a conclusion way too fast. We just grab the first problem we see and start running. On the other side, we see so many problems that we get completely overwhelmed and just freeze up, not knowing where to even begin. Either way, both paths lead to the same place, a whole lot of wasted effort. So, how do we get out of this trap? Well, the key isn't about working harder. It's about thinking smarter. It all starts when you just stop, take a breath, and really truly make an effort to understand the challenge before you even start thinking about solutions. And to do that, you need a framework to help you cut through all the noise and find what actually matters. And this is that framework. It's a pretty simple three-step process. First, when everything is just vague and confusing, you figure out your goal. Second, when a problem is clear but you don't have all the details, you gather more information. And third, when you feel like you're just stuck treating symptoms over and over, you dig down to find the real root cause. Now, you don't always need to use all three, but knowing which one to use and when, that's your new superpower. Let's kick things off with step one, defining your goal. This is your go-to move when you feel like you're drowning in a sea of information with a dozen different problems all screaming for attention. Your job here is to find the one true problem that's actually worth solving. To really see how this works, let's look at an example. So, meet the Green and Gold Bus Company. They've got this long-distance route, but sales are tanking, and they're losing customers to a competitor. The management team knows something's wrong, but they have no idea what the real problem is. So what do? They get everybody in a room and just list out every single concern they have. And they come up with 7 different issues, everything from unqualified staff to a bad marketing campaign. This right here is that sea of information we were talking about. It's a lot, pretty overwhelming. Okay, so how do they start to filter all this? The first technique is to identify the hits. A hit is basically just a problem on that list that kind of resonates with you. It's a gut feeling choice, really, based on your experience and judgment. You just ask yourself, what here seems interesting? What am I most worried about? What really needs our attention? And this is exactly what the bus company did. Out of their list of 7 problems, they picked out 4 hits, things like poor customer service and not having a clear target market. And just like that, the overwhelming list is down to a much more manageable 4 key areas. See? They're starting to get focused. Now, to get from those 4 hits down to the one single problem they should tackle, we use 3 really powerful criteria. First is ownership. Can we actually do something about this? Second is priority. How important is this to our bottom line, to our goals? And third, critical nature. How urgent is this? Like, what happens if we do absolutely nothing? So after applying those criteria, the Green and Gold team landed on this problem. But just look at how it's phrased. Our customer service is poor. It's negative, it's discouraging, and honestly, it doesn't inspire a single idea. It just feels like a total dead end. And this is why we need to reframe it into a proper problem statement. See, a good problem statement isn't a complaint. It's a directed, positively framed question. It's basically an invitation to start brainstorming solutions. It builds a bridge from where you are right now to where you want to go. And here's that transformation in action. It's pretty amazing. They went from that dead-end statement, our customer service is poor, to this empowering question, in what ways might we improve customer service to increase our competitiveness? Can you feel that shift? That second version immediately opens your mind up to all kinds of possibilities. It's constructive, it's action-oriented, and it just shows the incredible power of framing things the right way. All right, on to step 2, gathering key information. This is the tool you pull out when the problem itself is clear, but all the details are still kind of fuzzy. This step is all about fleshing out the situation before you jump to any conclusions or actions. And the simplest and most effective tool for this is the 5WH technique. It's exactly what it sounds like. You just systematically ask who is involved, What is happening? Where and when is it happening? Why is it happening? And how is it happening? This little exercise forces you to look at the problem from every single angle. It makes sure you don't miss any of those critical details.
And finally, we get to the most powerful step of them all, finding the root cause. This is for when you are just sick and tired of quick fixes that never seem to last. This is all about digging beneath those surface-level symptoms to find the one single basic reason for the problem. The thing that if you fix it, the problem never comes back.
A fantastic tool for this, especially for those moderately difficult problems, is the 5 whys. It's so simple, it's almost genius. You just state the problem and ask why 5 times. Each answer you get becomes the basis for your next why question, and it takes you down layer by layer from that initial symptom right to the core issue.
Let's see how it works. Okay, so the problem is customers are receiving the wrong items. First, why? Well, because the warehouse staff shipped the wrong products. Simple enough, but we don't stop there. Second, why? Why did they ship the wrong items? Because the picking ticket they were using had the wrong item number on it. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Third, why? So why was the ticket wrong in the first place? Because the label printing software is really difficult to use. And boom, there it is. We started with what looked like human error and discovered that the root cause is actually a technology problem.
Now, what if a problem is so complex that even the 5 whys can't quite pin it down? That's when you can pull out a fishbone diagram. It's this really powerful visual tool that helps you map out all the possible causes, giving you a complete big picture of everything that might be contributing to the problem.
So after this quick tour, you've now got a powerful new set of tools at your disposal. You've officially moved beyond just reacting to problems. Now you're equipped to actually understand them first. So let's do a quick recap. You now know how to filter a sea of information by finding the hits. You know how to transform a negative complaint into a positive, action-ready problem statement. You can gather all the details with the 5WH technique, and you can dig down to the real issue with the 5 whys or a fishbone diagram. This is your toolkit for solving the right problem every single time. So take this toolkit with you. Think about a recurring challenge you're dealing with right now, whether it's at work or at home. How might you look at it differently with these tools? What real problem might you uncover if you just took the time to truly understand the challenge first?